Well, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to another brand new day. Yes, indeed, as I record this, it is Friday, the 26th of November, 2021. Thumbs up for that. Good. Joy. It is raining right now, and it is, of course, dark-ish. If I go outside, it's lighter than it seems, but it's dark-ish. And we're coming up at 20 to 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thumbs up for that. It was misty, rainy last night, and now it's just rainy this morning. So joy on that. Yay! I like rain. I like walking in rain. I don't mind. I don't like getting my feet wet, because that means I have to dry my shoes all night. But, that's fine. Life is life. It is a good thing. Unfortunately, suffered from some minor insomnia last night, so tireder than I like, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And of course, to front load the video, if you could interact with the YouTube algorithms, toss me a like if you like what you see and hear. That'd be very cool. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, if you could, that would be awesome as well. Definitely a thumbs up. If you could leave me a comment, that would be very, very cool. And of course, I do want to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These beautiful and awesome people literally help to keep me alive, and I do appreciate that. I'm on a very limited income, and these people, well, they pick up the slack where, boy, my rent went up again, and I am barely staying afloat. So thank you, each and every one of these people here. It is beautiful and awesome that you are helping to keep me alive. I do appreciate that to no end. And if you too would like to become a patron, that would be very cool. There are links and all that in the show more of the video description. So thumbs up for that. And there's the front loading. Yay! Good old YouTube algorithms. So yes, not much happened. Yesterday was, in the United States, it was, Thanksgiving / Turkey Day / whatever holiday that you want to personally celebrate on that day. And for the rest of the world, if you had a holiday on that day, I hope it was a good one. And if it was just another day, then, well, I hope it was a pleasant day. I've just had a little bit more insomnia lately than I like, so I'm not doing as much or thinking as well during the day as I would like, but that's life there as well. You gotta do what you gotta do, and I'm being hit hard by the season change this time, so goody on that. But life is life. At least I am still surviving, and that's a good thing. I desperately gotta somehow get my dentures fixed. I don't know how. I don't have any money, but we shall see. But for my celebration yesterday, I had some French cut green beans with a little bit of cheese on them for my afternoon meal. And for the morning type thing, for a celebration, I had some macaroni and cheese. So, yay. And I've got a little bit of money, so hopefully I'll be able to buy food until the time that my food stamps get renewed. So here's hoping. Still, I can afford to lose weight, so I guess if I run out, I'll hopefully lose not too much. Yay! Such is life. That we exist, and that's good. Yay on that. I have been doing some thinking on things, like I'm still working on that one setting that hopefully I'm going to, when I can, start actually writing these things all out. I have found that in the past I was a just start typing and find out where it leads me sort of thing. I would have a vague idea for what happened out there, but it was all discovered as I went along. And there's a lot of writers, very successful ones, who write that way. There are also very many writers who, by the time they actually sit down to do their final draft, they're not writing anything anymore. Everything has already been pre-done. Everything. By the time they're doing the final transcription, there are no surprises. They've written it already. I can't do that. And I'm finding that the first system doesn't really work too well for me anymore, which is why I've been trying to hit just some major beat and plot points, and then I'm going to, well, for the whole, as I've said with the Oh boy, let's try and speak English now. I've been trying to come up with a thing where I tell over a span of a year a bunch of slice of life stories about the Razor's Edge, but it also has a whole bunch of other things that happened within it. There is a whole bunch of overarching stuff. Like in the beginning, everyone's talking about the pressure and everything is happening oddly and bad things are happening. And then the Apple Rock Kaiju rampages and a lot of people end up dead. And then the effects of that ripple outward through most of the rest of the book there. But then life goes on. And so other things are happening toward the end. And then at the end of a year, that's when you finish up. There's no real resolution to things because there's no real big main story you're actually telling. A slice of life story is just that. It is a slice of life. And this is a slice of life in the span of a year that, even though it's a bunch of tiny slices of life, is one big slice of life, and life continued before and life continues after. But there's a lot of things that happen within there, so I'm trying to get the general beat and plot points and then find out how they connect up. I mean, I know how they connect. I know how the things happen, but it's connecting them in the idea of a consistent narrative, which is a bunch of slice of life, so you don't really have to worry so much about. But I've been working on that and thinking on that and trying to come up with other things and cementing and changing stories and ideas so that they'll work. One of the things that I have put as kind of a staple idea behind the Apple Rock Rampages is you do not go near the Apple Rock Kaiju during the hours of 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. And if you have to go within those up there, you don't go with an open wound that's bleeding. And if you do, you make sure it's covered. And if you don't bleed on it. But I've also said that when it's time, when it's bored, and when it's hungry, someone is going to bleed on this thing. And the idea being, I'd first said, like, you know, you're racing along on a motorcycle, let's say you're a biker, and then all of a sudden, you're rolling along the ground, and now my kitty cat is digging around in the box. Just use the box or leave it alone. She digs around in her cat box. Ugh. But you're rolling along, you're off your bike, and then you're getting hurt until finally you're staggering toward the Apple Rock. You can't get away from it. It's the only thing that exists. Until you're begging for it to just kill you and stop hurting you. You're apologizing for being alive. You finally bleed on it, and then it rampages. So, I've also got the character of Speleodoncus Ray that I'd been working on. And last night while I was out walkies, I started thinking of something that I'm really not sure that I want to do, even in the slightest, because I rather like Speleodoncus Ray, and I've spent some time working on his character. But I was just walking along, and I suddenly thought to myself, wow, remembering how the rampage starts this time with that biker person, wouldn't that be evil if that was Speleodoncus Ray? Oh, no, not this old guy, not this happy, friendly fella who travels around with his Speleodonk. He's well over 400 years old. He gets along with everyone. He's a nice guy, a tinkerer, a picker, a fixer. He does stuff, and it would make sense. But I don't know that I want to beat and trash the poor old guy until the Apple Rock Kaiju kills him after he bleeds on it. Somebody's going to die horribly. And then a whole bunch of people are going to die horribly. So, I don't know. I just don't think I want it to be the Speleodoncus Ray. Which, remembering, he's definitely alive, but the Speleodonk, his bike that he's been building ever since, he was under 10 years old, it's basically alive too, so thumbs up for that. But I'd also been thinking on the King in Crimson and a whole bunch of other things. Because if we come back to this other idea where I've got toward the end of these things happening, we're in the town of Abernathy. They awaken through their use of increasing domesticated crops, some sort of ancient intelligence, and before it can go back to sleep, it has to kill and eat an X number of people. And it's trapped inside of a chain of events it has long since just come to hate life itself. And it's trapped, it takes no joy in any of the horrors that it is committing, although it used to. I mean, it is a thing that used to kill because killing was fun. And it didn't just kill, people. It killed basically anything larger than an earthworm because it was fun just to make them stop living. So it's not a good thing, not a good character, but it doesn't want to do any of this anymore. At one point, while it's speaking to this one 14-year-old girl and explaining to her what it's doing, it's talking about how at the end of its 50,000th feeding, it thought it was tired and sick of existence by that point. But it was so young, and that point was so very long ago. Simple existence is just sheer ashes in this thing's mouth. It does not want to be up and doing these things. It just wants to sleep its deep sleep, dream its long, slow dreams until it fades out. So the survivor of this talks to the King in Crimson, and then they're going to build a Abernathy Wildlife Preservation Foundation and memorial for those eaten. And it is going to be a large area that they're going to fence off to make sure that nobody builds in this area or grows crops in this area so that it can just sleep. But at the same time, this thing is old, ancient. Tens of hundreds of thousands of years old. It doesn't matter how big of a radius they put around where they think this thing is sleeping. It doesn't matter how much they try to put up signs and such to explain why. This thing will be sleeping long past the end of the King in Crimson's beautiful machine, the Crimson Kingdom. Long after it has fallen, and anybody who is around, well, it's been so long nobody even remembers that there was a Crimson Kingdom. That thing will still be sleeping. There is no way for anyone to make any promise to this thing that they will set aside an area so it cannot be disturbed while it's sleeping. This is a deep time problem. It's going to be sleeping for a very long time. In the short term, doing all this work will of course save some lives, and that's good. But in time, somebody, long after all this that is happening now is no longer even memories, somebody will come up through there and start growing crops, and then it'll hit that saturation point, and then that thing will rise up again, and it will have to kill and eat until it can sleep again. So that's joyous. And the King in Crimson knows this. It knows that it is basically lying to make people feel better, lying to justify doing this thing around it, because they can't guarantee that. Only in the short term is it going to help. But that's life too. definitely a thumbs up. There is more about the Crimson Kingdom and about the kaiju raging and all that, and hopefully I'm going to be more coherent about it, say, maybe tomorrow, and I'll talk about it then, because right now I have opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments over the last 24 hours. Far less than the 25 I used to get. Well, I used to cap myself at, but anything more than 0 is awesome, so thank you very much. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. I am an American English speaker, and even though I count in American Sign Language, well, you've seen the way my mind works. We have Thomas Mogensen, thumbs up and thank you. Domino the Dog OJ, thumbs up. And then we have Stay Woke, I guess, thank you. Batman Big Fan, thumbs up. And then there's Fornorda Thaw, thumbs up and thank you very much. Craig YAC, greatly appreciated, good to see you. I'm Pancake Cookie, and good to see you as well, thumbs up. And then Mountain T with a whole bunch of vowels, thumbs up and good to see you as well. We have Marie Tonya, thumbs up. There's Yuki Likes Hot Potatoes, good to see you in the comments. Larry from Space, good to see you in the comments as well. There is Zach Campbell, thumbs up. Elder Wolf, my mouse wheel does not scroll well, so the name was going woo. Elder Wolf 569, thumbs up and thank you. We have Favel, I'm looking forward to it, and happy belated Thanksgiving. Ben B, greatly appreciated. Haley Laura, greatly appreciated. Good to see you in the comments again. Ice Damon, thumbs up and thank you. And there we go. Yay, thank you each and every one of you. You get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people, if only in text and if only for a short time. And that is a definite thumbs up. Thank you so very much. Now, I do not know what device you're watching this on, so I do not know where the show more for the video is, but inside of that, I have links to all of my various channels. If you could check those out, that would be cool. If you could also check out things like my Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and again, I would like to thank all of my Patreon patrons. These beautiful and awesome people are literally helping to keep me alive, and it is very appreciated. Definitely a thumbs up on that. If you could help me out and become one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be truly beautiful and awesome. Definitely a thumbs up. And if you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, I do have a PayPal link where you could send me any of your spare cash that I'm not above grubbing for. When you got next to nothing, anything helps, so thumbs up. And as well, I can speak English. As well, I do have links to an Amazon wishlist link with stuff like cat food and hamster bedding, and there's a Baphomet plushie. I'm having difficulty forming English words with my mouth. My apologies. There is a Baphomet plushie, so there's stuff like that if you could check that out. Do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled, and if you cannot or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you. If you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get for my existence. A definite thumbs up, and of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be a definite thumbs up as well. Yay! So I'm going to try and get stuff done today. No what kind of stuff, but I'm going to try and get the things that I can get done, and that's a good thing. Definitely a thumbs up on that. Hopefully you can do the things that you need to do as well. So remember to seek creativity. Keep your brain working. It is literally use it or lose it. Seek positivity. Being negative really only hurts you and those around you. And seek balance. Moderation in all things. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing.